Now, you will learn to answer the question of how do I know that I have an inventory problem. We will use Amazon and Macy's as the illustrating examples. Here is the principle. If my revenue is half of yours but I hold as much inventory as you do, then I must have an inventory problem. In what follows, we'll compare two companies in the retailing industry, Amazon versus Macy's, to see if they have an inventory problem. Let's first rank all US S&P 500 retailing firms by inventory dates. We can see that Amazon was ranking number 1. It has the lowest inventory dates in year 2019. Macy's should be ranked around 18th with an inventory dates of 120 days. It was delisted from S&P 500 due to its stock market performance. Comparing Amazon and Macy's side by side, we can see that Amazon is much bigger than Macy's in size. In terms of operating efficiency, Amazon is better than Macy's in inventory dates, cash cycle, and operating cost, which is SG&A over revenue. Macy's is better than Amazon in receivable days over payable days ratio. Indeed, Macy's payable days is 25 times its receivable days, and Amazon is 5 times, implying that Amazon may treat its suppliers better. The trend analysis on operating efficiency confirms these observations over time. We can also see that Amazon's labor productivity dropped during the pandemic due to overexpansion, but it was making corrections and improvements post-pandemic. Macy's increased its payable days over receivable days ratio significantly, creating an increasingly harder time for its suppliers. Looking at enterprise trend on growth, we can find that Amazon grew faster in revenue, operating income, and net income in all recent years except 2022, during which the pandemic is over and brick-and-mortar stores had a huge rebound. We can use revenue breakdown to understand the pricing and cost structure of Amazon and Macy's. For US retailing, the average cost of goods sold is 71% of revenue. SG&A cost about 20%. Macy's represents one extreme, much lower cost of goods sold, about 60%, which means higher pricing, but much higher SG&A operating cost, about 35%. Amazon is the opposite extreme, with much higher cost of goods sold, about 86%, and much lower SG&A cost, about 8.6%. Using the gross margins, we can calculate their average pricing. For an item costing about $100, an average store would price $139. Macy's price would be $169, and Amazon would price $116. The asset breakdown reveals the drivers behind the cost structure. For US retailing, an average of 21% of total assets is in inventory. Macy's has 27.4% of total assets in inventory, and the number for Amazon is 9.1%. Macy's clearly has more inventory than its peers, indicating an inventory problem. Amazon, on the other hand, is performing quite well on inventory management. In summary, Amazon has a lower inventory, a lower SG&A, that is operating cost, and a lower pricing. Macy's is the opposite. In conclusion, a lower inventory can enable a retailer to reduce SG&A cost and give customers more value, that is price cuts, and therefore achieving a higher growth with a similar or higher profit margin.